Everyone, welcome to Ivory Studios School of Music. Some more ear training. We're going to do chord progressions this time. So we've done intervals and we've done chords. Now we're going to do a progression. It's a group of chords strung together that are related to one another. Let's just look in C major. So here's a C chord, and it's a 1 chord. Now I could move to another related chord, 6 chord, A minor, which is the relative minor. Then we can go to the 4 chord, an F major chord, and then move to the 5 chord, the G chord. And there's a basic progression. We've gone from 1 to 6 to 4 to 5. Let's have a look if we do a minor chord. A minor chord, let's do in the relative minor key. A minor, 1. Then how about we go to a 4, which is D minor. Then we go to the 5 chord. Notice when we're in the 5 chord, you have to have G sharp as the raised 7th. And then we can move back to the 1 chord. So there's a 1, 4, 5, 1. Now how about we do one more? Let's go from 1 in minor chord. Let's go to the 6 chord. Notice that the 6 chord is F major, the same as the 4 chord in C major. It's called a pivot chord. It works in both keys. So we went from 1 to 6. Let's do something called a cadential 6/4, which is a 1 chord, C major, but it has the 5 on the bottom. This is a really strong pre-cadential chord that moves to the 5 chord, G major, and then we'll finish with 1. So there's 3 little progressions. Let's put them all together and see what it sounds like. We've got the 1, C major, to 6, to 4, to 5. Let's repeat that. 1, 6, 4, 5. Make a switch to the relative minor, A minor, 1, 4, 5, with the G sharp, 1, and then 1, moving to the 6 or 4 in C major, pivot chord, 5, 6, 4, cadential 6, 4, to a 5, to a 1. Listen to what happens. We'll put it all together. There's our 3 progressions. We put them all together. Let's add a bass, add some percussion and a melody, and we've just created a song. Interesting, isn't it? Very, very straightforward, very simple. Here's how it works. You're going to hear a progression of 4 or 5 chords. I'll play through the whole progression first, and then I will pause on each chord so you have a few seconds to figure out what it is. It'll always start on the 1 chord, and then it can use the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 chord, or the cadential 6/4 chord. In any order. Your task will be to figure out what the order is. Here's a little hint. Listen for the bass note. The bass note is going to be the guide for all of your chords. Let's have a look on the keyboard again. Here's that progression that we just did. Here's the 1 chord. So we listen for the bass note. Where does it go? Move down by a minor third, has to go to 6. Move down a major third, has to go to the 4. So we follow that progression, and then up 1 step has to be the 5 chord. Just be careful when you hear that 5, it can either be a 5 chord or it can be a 5-6-4 chord. It's called a 5-6-4 because it's a pre-cadential chord. It's one that leads into the 5 to 1. There's our 5 chord to 1. But if we have the cadential 6-4, we have a C major chord with the 5 on the bottom, and then the 5 chord, and then the 1 chord. These are basic progressions, just something to get started with. We'll do more complex progressions as the levels increase in your ear training. You're going to have 2 progressions to do in each set. Good luck with them. Talk to you very soon. Bye for now.